Okay, so remove get the spindle shaft there and got the old wheel bearing out. Actually, I think one of the bearings fell out when I picked it up. That's what came out. But there was a seal and then a cap that was on this. I ended up breaking it off and I was trying to get it out. Amazingly, none of the wheel studs came out. I'm surprised about that. So, and then there was the flange gasket or whatever. It's not going to go back on there. I ended up, there's a little bit of rust to it thing. Let's try to do something about that. And I wire wheeled that, got all that pretty smooth for the most part. So the new bearing should slide in there fairly nicely. A little tore up here and there, but that's what happens with high miles. So I'm just going to clean it up a little more and then get the other bearing out. Okay, so we got the new wheel bearing ready to go in. I'm going to set it on its top and then undo the zip tie thing here. And then put it into the spindle. And we'll bolt it in with our 3 15mm bolts right there. So I'm going to go ahead and break this apart, set it in there. Oh, I guess I was on pause. But like I was saying, I got this on the spindle on the new wheel bearing. And I just want to make sure your holes are all lined up before you tap it down. So, not serviceable, didn't remove. So it's a pre-greased bearing. So I'm going to go ahead and tap it down and reposition just a little bit. And start putting my 15mm bolts up inside there and see where we're at. Okay, so now I got those lines, those holes centered up. I got it hammered down pretty much flush. As much as I could there. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put the bolts in, the 15mm, and get here all snugged up. Everything's pretty good. So we got a couple little gapages, but that's just due to the warp of the old wheel bearing. Once we get this one screwed in, it'll compress real flat. So I'm going to go ahead and put these 15mm in now. There's another view, nice and shiny versus the old and ugly. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about putting the. No, that's right. They did go from the back. So yeah. So I almost messed myself up there for a minute. It's been a long morning. So actually, they will go down from this way. The bolts. So we'll start throwing them babies in there. 15 mils. Like that. And there should be one more somewhere. Oh, there it is. Make sure we get these to go straight down in there. So I'm going to wind those in. Get the replacement socket. It's going to be a while. This one's just acting like this. Clearly should have fell down here like that one. But when you're beating a big sledgehammer on it, sometimes you miss your mark a few times and smash it up a little bit. So we have to wind it down in there, which is fine. There we go. Now she's getting down in there finally. And then you get the idea to repeat for the other ones. Once should be going into the bearing now. That's what it feels like to me. Okay, I'll get the other ones on here, we'll be back. Okay, so the new bearing's finally installed. It's all torqued down, everything lined up real well. And they're nice and tight, so we are good to go. Everything's nice and snug together, so I got the speed sensor, I suppose is what that's for, ABS, whatever. So we'll connect that, we'll put the bottom ball joint back in first, and then the upper ball joint, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully everything will go together fairly simple. That's the idea anyway. Back to this ugly thing. Alright, so let's try to get her in there.